is to chug along up here on the highs. So very tough little market to trade as the markets continue to, the volume gets sucked out a little bit here as summer months continue. But patience is important. Let's give you our levels for this morning. Our pivot this morning is 44.27. Resistance above at 32.40, 45, and 50. Support below at 21, 15, 08, and 01. Pivot 27, resistance at 32, 40, 45, and 50. Support below at 21, 15, 08, and 01. All right, welcome to some of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps, trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're looking for those inflection points to give us an opportunity to scalp the market and to take advantage of those ebbs and flows for about 2 to 3 points on our trades here. And sometimes we'll be able to get more than that. Other times we won't, depending on volume and volatility. And other times we will trade just kind of hangs around and doesn't give us anything. As the market quickly comes up here to our 32 area. All right, nice rotation there against our 32 area. Coming up there really nicely and quickly for us, giving us a nice little scalping opportunity. Had to kind of just stay focused here. Got up here really quick. And rotation here really fast. Took not too much heat, hardly any heat on this. I mean, obviously you have to scale in here a little bit, and now we're getting our 2 points off of our lower entry point. So a nice rotation there. If you got in at 31 as well, you're getting paid off here as well. And that was that was a nice little quick trade there in the first minute of the day. Wow, that's doesn't really happen too often for us. But hopefully you were able to take advantage of that. And if you're trying to stay short, I would cover them back around the the pivot here is 27. That 25 looks pretty good. Some solid little support there as well. So nice rotation against our 32 level. Obviously, you had to kind of be in that area before when it got there. It came off and rallied right up. Hopefully, you were able to take a little bit of a little opportunity to scalp that market against that 32 area. So. All right, if you're trying to stay short, have a trailing stop on any extra contracts that you may have. And that way you will be able to eke out more than 2 points on some of these trades if you are still trying to stay short here against that 32 area. So nice little rotation there. This is a perfect example of how we can take more than 2 points on our trades. Obviously, it's easier done when you don't have to take any heat, right? Sometimes we have to work in order against the level. Other times we don't. The situation was one of those cases where we didn't have to work very hard to against that area, and the rotation happened rather quickly. And other times it doesn't happen so fast. So whatever the situation is, we never know what the day is going to bring. All we can do is take advantage of the opportunities when they are presented, and or work in order when it gives us that chance, and then go from there. And that's all we can do as traders. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of this opportunity here initially right off the morning. All right. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Put them in the chat box area. We are trading mini S&Ps here, looking to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market. Again, like I said earlier, we're trying to take advantage of 2 to 3 points on our trades. And obviously, when we can get in at a good area and you can squeeze it for a little bit more, like in this situation here, where we've come off that high against the 32. Hopefully, some of you, like I said, was able to take advantage of that opportunity. We kind of give you those levels, and recognition of the trade is one aspect of our education course. We give you many reasons to trade, and we definitely would like you to have reasons to trade. That way, you can feel more confidence in entering trades and working a level because you've seen the opportunities work in the past. All right. All right. So now we are quickly floating down here. So big rotation down to our 21 area here. Who would have thought that we were going to come all the way down here, right? Down here to our lower for support level on the downside. Again, just keep your stops in place. And if you were able to stay short all the way through that rotation down here to our first level of support, nice little trade. Sometimes we wait all day, we can't get a trade going, and today we got 2 trades in the first 5 minutes. Isn't that amazing? We just never know, right? We just never know when opportunities are going to present themselves. All you can do is trade the market. Every day is a new opportunity, a new day, new challenge. And we're trying to get a nice little rotation here off of our 21 area. Maybe you got in at the lower end, take some peel off some profits here as we rotate back up. So nice little quick, man. Sometimes we have to wait all day to get these chances like we're getting this morning. All right, can't complain. Again, take some profits. You got to take some profits along the way here. When we got down to 20, it came back up there to peel some off. We were able to stay short, which was a really quick rotation off of those highs off of that 32 level. And now continues to downtick here a little bit. Looking down here at the next level of support we have here at 15. All right. Bonds really not reacting too much to any of this stuff. Right, again, so it did rotate a little bit off of the 20 area there. You got in at the lower end. You were suggesting you take some profits as it rolled up to 22.5 there. And then it came back down. We got support down at next level down. So we have is down at 15. All right. Anybody have any questions? Please feel free to put them in the chat box area as I have that window up. You can always ask any questions about what we do here and how we do it. And again, we are trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market as the market rotates on both upsides and the downsides. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're looking for those inflection points to give us an opportunity to scalp the market. As you can see here, it rotated very nicely against our 32 area on the top side, came quickly back down here to our first support level at 21, gave a little bit of a rotation up to the upside, and then now we're looking at the next level on support is down at 15. All right, let's see here what we can talk about. The Delta variant thing is putting a little bit of a damper on the concerns here of the economy. One analyst said that the bottom line here, we don't expect the Delta variant to create a meaningful headwinds for the economy, as was the case in the early stages of COVID-19 pandemic, said one individual from UBS. While economic fundamentals remain incredibly positive in most major markets, this will only remain the case so long as the population worldwide reaches herd immunity levels before a mutation such as Delta variants compromise the protection offered by the current vaccines. That doesn't sound too good, but hey, worldwide. All right, this week we are going to be coming out with inflation numbers for those of us who are thinking about inflation as being a market determinant. See if I can, it is coming out this week, and it's going to be out. The CPI is going to be out on Wednesday, and PPI is going to come out on Thursday. There really is nothing today or tomorrow, so looking towards Wednesday and Thursday here for some fundamental news that might affect the market. Basically, in the inflation numbers that are coming out this week. As the next support level we have is down in the 15 area. With fears of that are spreading COVID-19 Delta variant that would slow economic recovery, it appears that reflation trade narrative was unwinding after the April peak, but then the July non-farm payroll came in at 943 versus 900 consensus. That implies the economy may be strong for the Federal Reserve enough to start tapering its asset purchases sooner than later. In other words, suggests that the Fed's goals of substantial further progress has been notably accelerated as a result. Investors divvied out long-term bonds, and 10-year treasuries climbed 6 basis points to 130. That was on Friday. So we'll see what happens there. So interest rates went up a little bit based on those better than expected numbers. This morning, there's a couple Fed speaks, and you never know when they are going to affect the market or not. 9 o'clock, 9:10 to be exact, and then at 10:30 Chicago time. Those both are going to be releasing or having some speeches. Whether they're going to affect the market or not, we don't know. Obviously, we've seen a couple of things last week. This is summer months, so usually these conversations between these Fed speaks don't really affect the market. But given that it's summer and a lot of traders just need any reason to trade, and they just want to have something to lay their hat on, so they can trade or give the market some direction. So they start putting more emphasis on what these Fed speaks than there should be. As you can tell, last week when the market broke on the first day when this guy was talking, and pretty much came back the next day. All right, we're just kind of hanging here in the range. Well, we just kind of swept through the whole range in this first 10 minutes of the day. 10 minutes of the day. So now we're just kind of maybe floating back up here to the midpoint of this value area. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of hangs out there. All right, it's going back up here to this 23 area here. And now we're just kind of, go either way right in here, right back into this range. Midpoint of this value area, so kind of very, very neutral right now. Don't really have too many ideas around here at this point. They rallied it, sold it off really fast, came down to the little support areas that we had, and then popped it right back up, and basically coming into the middle of that range. I would hope that we get a little bit more work or opportunities this morning, but we can't complain here that we got two quick ones right off the bat. All right. And back up here to our pivot area, but again, very, very quiet. And once we had this quick rotation, I don't know, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the day if we come back up here to the middle of the range, but we can't complain. Like I said, we had a couple of nice opportunities. Welcome to some of the new folks who might have been just coming in here. If you look at the chat box area, we are going to have our levels imprinted there for you. We can use those as a guide for the day. You can see there's pivots and support and resistance areas that we use to trade off of and find opportunities to trade, find setups. In addition to those opportunities, we have price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And between both of these opportunities, maybe we're looking to get 4 or 5 trades in the course of a day. We focus more on the morning hours here to give us our biggest bang for our money, as I feel that the morning hours with the volatility and the uh, dynamics of that trade in the morning gives us opportunities to trade better than most of the afternoon or anything like that. So we focus more on the morning hours here. And it gives us, like I said, a good chance to make a little bit of money. As you can see here, we made our first rotation there off of our highs, and came right back down to our lows, and basically was able to do that with a minimal amount of risk. And well, no risk against a 32, that's for sure. But I'll say what happens here. And now we're just coming back in here to middle range. Next support level we have on the downside is down at the 15 area. And well, next good resistance we have would be up until we get to 40. Now you got to remember that these levels on the upside are all-time highs, so there's treat those levels with a grain of salt. Keep your stops in place. You never know when the momentum or dynamics and or stops or whatever you want to call them to the upside and where the market might want to take us uh, come into play. Can we repeat the levels again, please, in the chat box? So again, we rotated off of our first resistance area and came back to our first support in the first 10 minutes of the morning. That was pretty impressive. And again, can we repeat the levels if you can in the chat box? I think you might be done. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I figured. I figured you were pretty much done after that. After that move. Sometimes we wait all day for that. Sometimes you never get that. And today we got it in the first 5 minutes. Amazing, right? First 5 minutes, amazing. That's amazing. Never tell what to do with these markets. I wish I could tell you that we're going to know what's going to happen tomorrow or know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes, which is not happening. Not happening. Yeah, that's the nature of this business. It's the good and the bad part of it, right? So weekend was okay. It was kind of nice and relaxing. Didn't do anything uh, crazy. No, we had a little rain yesterday, which was nice. It, that didn't last all day, but it was good. We needed some, but it was okay. Not too bad around here. Hot though, you know, but I can handle hot. Nope, no strip golf. Nope. I guess you do that in Florida, right? Not around Chicago here. Wow. Hmm, okay. Oh boy. So, yeah, I'm definitely new to that. That doesn't happen around here. All right. Again, like I said, coming back in here to our value area that the market created over the last few hours. Kind of, kind of just going nowhere fast here. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day. We just know that we had some quick opportunities early on, and now we're just kind of trying to see what it wants to do. We almost got up to our pivot there, got up to 26 area and came off. All right. Again, we are kind of Monday after unemployment. Very surprised that we even got the opportunities that we had this morning because usually it's very, very quiet. There are no numbers coming out today. So that's not an issue. Like I said earlier, as there's a couple inflation numbers, CPI and PPI are coming out on Wednesday and Thursday, respectively, this week. Again, we are the dog days of summer, I guess you'd call these days, and even trading that happens. It just seems like everything's a little bit more quiet, less traders around. We have less opportunities, even though this morning we got caught up in a couple quick trades, so that was nice, unexpected, as I said earlier. Yeah, there, Chad. I saw your text. I was going to give you a call so that we can go over all that. I'll give you a call later on today if that's all right with you. Probably be easier if you explain it out to me instead of yeah. But we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out. All right, just kind of range bound here. We'll see what the day brings. Again, we've got to be a little bit patient here. We had nice rotations off of our upper level and then got down to our down support area, and now we're just kind of floating back and forth here. Next support level we have is down at the 15 area. Hmm. Well, I actually, okay, so let me backtrack here. So the question is, what color shirt did I wear? Well, it was first of all, it was a jacket, and usually at the beginning of the exchanges days, they always had whatever firm you were clearing had a specific color in mind. So Goldman was gold. I'm just blue, and other firms were other colors. So when you used to join a firm, they always gave you the color from that. That originally was the concept here, and then as time went by, the only people that actually wore the colors of the firm were the people who work for the firm, runners and maybe some of the brokers from cleared some of their paper. And then what they did was they allowed any trader to get any style of jacket that he wanted. And so what happens is there was like some person down there who actually created had a booklet of all different kinds of styles, different characters on your jacket, and and so I ended up getting a jacket with some different uh, things on it. Like one was with cards and dice and cigars, and another one was for golf, and just different fabrics on there. So um, so I had different jackets, 4 or 5 different jackets that I always wore. They were all different colors. I didn't have, but the logic behind the colors on the floor was originally was that if you cleared a certain firm, you wore that color jacket so that everybody knows, what firm you're with. And then as time went on, they decided to give the locals, they can wear whatever jacket they wanted, and as long as you're able to tell people what firm you cleared, there was always a number to that. When I put on a trade, I had my acronym, and, and I had my house number. So all the firms had a 3-digit house number, and they had an acronym. So if I traded with you know John, I would know that he clears, for instance, Goldman, and Goldman's number is 001, and so I would put that down there. Goldman hit John and 001, and I know where that trade would go. So that is the long and short of the what color I wore jacket I had on. So yeah, it was. I had my own. I had like 4 or 5 different ones. Of course, some of them had to get recycled to get washed. So I just, I'll just wear a different one every time, every now and then. Didn't really matter. I tried to stay away from having my lucky jacket. Okay, so I tried not to get crazy enough to say that I'm going to just wear this jacket all the time, because they did need to get washed every now and then. So a good question for a day to like today. Do you have a nickname like the Terminator? No, I did not have yeah, some of my friends call me some nicknames, but I'm not sharing them with you guys. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. And then I'd have to go into an explanation of why. So we'll just keep it at no, not on the floor though. No, not on the floor. That did not happen. I've been called asshole before. I don't know if that means, is that a nickname? They called me that before on the floor. Yeah, but otherwise, no nickname that stuck. My acronym was SSH. So every time I traded, somebody traded with me, they'd have to put SSH down there, and then my house or my firm was 003. So somebody traded with me, they would put down SSH, and they would put down /003. So that meant that you go to 003, which is the firm, and they look up SSH, they put it under my name, it comes up with me, and then that's how you match up a trade with somebody else on the floor. So you would have to write all this stuff down. Old school. Not like here on the screen where you just click on the mouse and you're filled on an order. You don't have to worry about where the other side is. So there was a lot of clerks who my clerk would go if I traded with somebody on the other side of the pit, or even I traded with anybody. She would go and make sure all my trades that I wrote down were confirmed, that I didn't make any of them up, and so she would go and check all my trades with everybody I made. And usually I would just put down their acronym. I wouldn't put down their house. I put down the quantity and the acronym and whether I bought them and sold them. So I would have a red side and a blue side. When I got really, really busy, I just went to the blue side and wrote down the quantities and the price, and I told her to figure out the rest. She was not happy. She was not happy when I did that. That was not one of my biggest moments with her. When I just wrote down the quantity and the price, and I said, "Here, figure this out." I gave her 4 cards at one time with not one name on it. She looked at me. She goes, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, "Not now." Yeah, she had to. People would have to come to her because she couldn't go to anybody because she didn't know who that anybody was, and they would have to come to her and say, "Did you trade a 10 lot with me, or you trade a 20 lot with me, or you trade a 5 lot?" And she would just try to match up a quantity with the price and the individual, and hopefully it matched up. And yeah, it happens once in a while that I get an influx of trades, and I just do it on one side. Just like let's say I was short, like I don't know, let's say I was short 50, and I'm trading with 5 or 6 different people. One trades 10, one trades 8, one trades 7, one trades 15, one trades 25. You're like, and you still got, and then I probably do some stuff, and after that, so you're always like, you just, a whole bunch of trades came at you just at one time, and instead of me trying to figure out who I'm trading, I just say sold to him, sold, and I just put down how many I do with you, how many I do with you, and put the price, and I just gave it to her like 4 or 5 different cards at one time, and she was not happy. Not happy. The whole only happened 2 or 3 times that way. So it wasn't like all the time. Usually I was pretty good. I usually wrote down the person and the price, and it was pretty straightforward. It was 95% of the time we weren't that busy that I couldn't write down the person who I traded with and the price. So, but there were always those times where, yeah, you get so busy that you can't. Well, there was no excuse for her. Yeah. She keeps, every now and then I see her, and she keeps bringing that up to me. I always had to make sure she got a little extra that week because I was a little bit overboard. I admit it. Anyway, that was that story. But it did happen. I mean, like I said, once in a while we do get so busy that you're just writing trades down, and And the other thing was I didn't even like I would give her all those cards and I wouldn't even, and then she would like, there'd be no name on them. And then I would tell her I need a position because I wouldn't know what my position was because I'm just can't add up or subtract so fast. And I didn't know, I kind of haven't had an idea what my position was. I just didn't know if I overbought or oversold. And I just didn't know. So so I'd give it to her and she'd get upset because there was no names on these trades. And then, but I also told her before I needed my position first, so she would have a running position. Usually, I would have a running position also. Like I said, 95% of the time, it wasn't so crazy. But when things got a little nuts, um, I would have. Uh, I would know what my position was, so I'd have to ask her. I go, just give me a position count first before you even like try to check anything because I need to know what my position was. And of course, sometimes I would, maybe miss a trade and I'd have to you know, start it up. And because I do remember trading with him, I just forgot to write it down, so that happens. But yeah, those were the days. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't trade him for anything, even though this is great and exciting and fun. You miss the camaraderie, you miss all the feel for the market. And that's why here we always stress about keeping your stops in place because you never know when there's going to get a whoosh of volatility in any one level or any one area or any news that comes out. Even then, when we didn't even know when news was coming out. We just reacted to the volatility in the market at any specific moment in time. So, and you got to do the same thing here. All of a sudden the market accelerates, and you might have a position on it. It's the wrong position. You got to get. That's why you keep your stops in place because there's something that's creating the volatility. We don't usually know what it is right away, right? We have to wait a little bit and then trade it accordingly. You always find out what happened after the fact. They never tell us, you know, watch out, we're going to break or hit some stops here above a certain level or below a certain level. They never tell us that beforehand. What fun would that be? Well, the Olympics are over. I have to tell you, I didn't watch too much of it. Could not get into it. I don't know why. I usually like the Olympics. I just could not. I just didn't get into it this year. I don't know why. We're slowly floating back down here. Next level we have is the 15 area. It's really 15 down to 12. So the whole area there is a little bit of support. So let me give you some other levels on the downside because I don't know if we're going to continue to downtick or not. But just in case, below 15, we've got 08, 01, 43, 95, 88, 81, and 74. So below 01 that we gave you earlier this morning, and I don't know if anything's going to happen. We've got 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. We're just kind of floating here towards the lows. We've got support down at the 15 area. See what it wants to do down there. Remember, I said between 12 to 15 now. That area down there is a little bit of support. So below '01, we've got 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. We'll post them in here in a second. The dollar is strong because why not? Okay, there they are. And those are the numbers that we have here that you can use as a guide for the day. Like I said, those are including the new levels that we 43.95, not 98. Below '01, we got 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. I mean, I don't know. We're going to go a bit down there, so that make a little bit of an adjustment down to 43.95, not 98. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back and take this quick phone call. All right. We can see here we tried to make a push to the downside, but they kind of just hanging around the little value that's created overnight, early night, early morning, whichever way you want to look at it. And basically, we're just kind of hanging on this little range here. Not really too exciting about this trade, but at least, like I said earlier, we had a few good, nice opportunities, and kept us right off the morning, right in the first 5 minutes of the day. So doesn't usually happen that way, but again, we never know when that stuff's going to happen. All we can do is trade the market, whatever it gives us. And sometimes it gives us opportunities, and sometimes it doesn't, obviously. But we did get our upper end triggered and our lower end triggered here, and then we're just kind of floating back and forth in a little bit of a range, and really, it's like the no trade zone right in here. Kind of hard to figure out what the market wants to do or if it wants to do anything. So you have to be patient and wait for the market to kind of give you an opportunity or not. And if it does, it's great. If it doesn't, we can. There's tomorrow. And like I said earlier this week, there's going to be um, inflation numbers that are going to be released on Wednesday and Thursday, and which is what the market is kind of looking at, has been looking at least what the Fed's looking at least what the market's going to look at to see if the Fed is going to do anything, so on and so forth. All right, just kind of hanging here in this little range. Like I said, value area from the morning over early morning, and basically we're just trading back in it. But at least, like I said, we had a couple quick uh, jolts in the morning. Well, at this point, I can't really recommend too many things going on, as this is basically our little no trade zone over here. So, unfortunately, I would just look at our levels on the downside and the upside, and maybe we'll get something. Otherwise, this is a tough little area to try to guess which way this market is going to want to trade off of in this little area here.
A couple quick programming notes. If anybody is looking to convert from a guest to a friends and family member, I've got that private link for you. Just raise your hand and I'll send it to you. It's the only link that gives you the discount from $379 to $100 a month. It saves you $279. Hey, Chris B., welcome. Hey, Chris, let us know if you have any questions about Sol Services. Daniel, also let us know. Welcome aboard. Hey, Ely, did you sign up for Sol's Friends and Family? Hey, Ephebrum, let me know how you're making out. Hey, Fred L. Hey, Gary. James B. Hey, John. Hey, Tom L., let me know. Use the chat feature to respond. If you're a new trader and you need trading software, let us know. We can get you set up. When you sign up for Sol's Friends and Family, you're entitled to a trading consultation. We just did a couple this morning. If you're interested in that, let us know, or sign up for Friends and Family to qualify. Friends and Family is nominal, as you know. It just weeds out the people that are interested and not interested, ones we should pay attention to. It's all done through PayPal. It's done based on a specific link. Links out to you now. Hey, Tom, no problem. And Tom, I just posted that Friends and Family link so that you can grab the discount for yourself. It's usually $379 a month. It's on for $279 less on a monthly basis, which equals $100 a month. We appreciate you being here. James B., let me know. Gary B., Fred L., Ephraim, let us know. Ely. Daniel N., Chris B., hey, Chad. Anupam. A few people that we're doing some trading consultations with shortly. So I'll be in the background if you need me. Tom Sol would have to see that. We're focused on the S&P 500 E-mini. He has given out key areas and zones that he keeps posting. He had the pivot at 44.27. He had resistance and support all laid out, from an educational point of view. And Mark just posted them. Thanks, Mark. Those are the key areas that Sol is looking at based on his trades. Those are his pivot. Now, that's his proprietary pivot from an educational point of view. And his levels, support and resistance on top and bottom. The action based on a trade is something that you have to decide based on your skill set. And if you want to acquire some more skill set from Sol, then that's part of the opportunity. Hey, Richard, welcome aboard. Luis, welcome. Sound check for you. Let us know that you see our charts and hear my voice. And again, this is pretty straightforward. Paul lays out his levels and zone right around the cash open, which was like an hour and 15 minutes ago. He gives his pivot and his other levels out. Those are the ones that he's using in his trading or looking to use in his trading, his levels and zones. He makes adjustments based on the action of price after the opening bell at 9:30. He sets his levels right around there, and then as the market opens, he adjusts and tweaks based on the market action activity. So again, we're here. If you want to learn more, step up to the plate. Let us know. Be glad to see if we can work with you. Sign up for Sol's Friends and Family. Join us on a daily basis. If you can get the discount, great. If not, it's certainly worth the $379. And we'll take it from there. Hey, Richard L., let us know what you're trading. Use the chat feature to respond. Hey, Ronald, let me know if you're around. Tom L., let me know if that helped you at all, what you're trying to do. Hey, Chris B., let me know. Daniel N. Healy. Healy, did you sign up for Sol's Friends and Family yet? Just let me know. Fred L., same. Hey, Gary B. Gary, I think you signed up. Just let me know back in chat. James B., let me know. And John, we're looking to get together this week. Just let me know when a good time for you is. And again, use the chat feature to respond. If you're a friends and family member, we can certainly talk on the telephone. Just let me know if you want to do that. And we'll take that from there also. I think you had a couple great trades today. I appreciate you being part of it. So you have your charts and everything right there, Tom? So you're seeing the action of price based on the layout of the levels? Hey, Louise, how are you coming in? Are you coming in okay? Quick sound check for you. Oh, that's great. So I'm not sure what your question was. Hey, Louise, how are you? Welcome aboard. We're here. We start here at 9 a.m., go through the morning session together. The action around here starts at 9:30, right as the cash market opens. Sol sets his levels. We go through the morning session together. Oh, so Hey, John, I'll find out for you. So in the chat area, yes, so that was the pivot, 4427. But we give that out in chat also, like in the chat area. So Tom, let me know if you see that. That's why I was confused. We posted or one of Sal's compadres posts it in the area. And let me just see if he posted it out that it went to everyone, which he usually does. Yeah, so he had so the repost was 4427 for the pivot. He had 32 for resistance, 40, 45, and 50. And then support, he had 21, 15, 08, 01, 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. So as the day progresses, there's a lot that impacts the areas or zones. And Sal's commentary during the session is something to pay attention to. He's off in the background now. He can come back and answer that question for you. But I guess the real thing is that it doesn't take long for individual traders to figure out that Sal's levels are really good. But there's adjustments and market activity that affect his levels and zones. And you have to be cognizant of that, through the morning session. So when he sees that, he'll certainly be able to answer your question. And you will pick up on what's happening based on being part of this over time. So the first note is that Sal's levels are pretty darn good, but we let you figure that out on your own by getting the levels from an educational point of view, then seeing what happens based on the market action in and around those levels. So he doesn't say this is a buy or this is a sell based on his levels, but, or I should say, however, there's a lot that you can glean by being here and understanding what's going on and start to make it your own. For individual traders that really want to learn the entries, exits, and stops in and around Sal's levels or zones, you would do that by being part of his course and his mentoring work. So there are traders that come in that know what they're doing based on their entries, exits, and stops, and they want to have better levels, in their opinion, right, than the levels that they're getting from spoon-fed by their software or bar calculation or part of that whole traffic jam stuff that we were talking about earlier. In this case, if you're looking for why and the entries, exits, and stops and the why, then that's something that needs to be taught and reinforced and also tweaked and adjusted. The tweaked and adjusted part is what you did right and keep it based on a trade, an entry, exit, and stop. And the adjustment of what you could have done better based on the entry, exit, and stop. And that's a taught and learned experience over time also based on a relationship with Sal. Hopefully that's clear. That's for everybody out there. That's what we do every day. The opportunity for individuals is to, on one level, receive Sal's levels from an educational point of view and zones. And as the market progresses, they know what to do based on their skill set, their price action trading methodology. And they're very interested in receiving Sal's levels every day because they find them better than the other levels that they are aware of. And then the action of learning how to trade as a new trader or an experienced trader that really wants to buckle down and look to make consistent profits in their trading, then they would work with Saul in his course and his mentoring work. And so the stepping stone to that is individuals signing up for the... Not a problem. Tom, you should see them in the area too, just so you know. This is for everybody. You should see the reposting of the levels. It says Zoom trade along. It gives resistance equals, pivot equals, support equals, for educational use only. And that's in the area that is available to everyone that comes in, the chat area. And if you're missing it, let us know, because we'll, send it out to you again, or, try to help you get to the right section. Hey, Rod, good morning, or good mid-morning. So again, our opportunity zone for this service is the morning session. We start here at 9 a.m. We open up the service. Saul pops in around 9:30, just before the cash open. Now, this is the cash open versus the S&P 500 equals a basket of stocks and a derivative price. So when the cash open happens, you have some activity coming into the market, and then it's what you do in and around, in this case, what Saul does in and around his pre-mapped out levels. And then the short, long entry price, exit price, and stop should be considered as you're coming into a trade, not considered after you've entered a trade. And I think that is key for a lot of this stuff. Hey, Rod. How are you today? I do have the link I'll send out to everybody again. We had some people raise their hand. They signed up for Saul's. Here it is again. Now that should come out to everybody in the chat area, so check it. It's not by email. We do everything live in this service. I think that's important too for you to know that this is a very much a open and live opportunity. We're not big fans of email or websites or all that other, we have our disclaimers that everything here is for educational purposes only. So while you're here, if you're going to stay here, that's the rule. And then how do you get better at your trading? How do you walk away from your trading computer this morning with a trading profit? It's very elusive, and we help you bridge the gap between where you are and where you'd like to be. And it's all focused in and around Saul's proprietary scalping levels, the ones that he gives out right around the cash open. These are levels and zones. And then the action of price in and around those levels and zones. Do you take a trade? Is the level still valid? Is it a short trade, fade trade, momentum long trade? Where do you enter? Price. That's a price. Where do you enter a trade? At what price? Where do you place your stop? At what price based on the entry into that trade? So you don't get stopped out as often. And then what's the exit strategy on a trade? What are you looking for? Now, Saul's general approach to his trading, he's been doing this for 25 years or so. His approach is he's looking for a minimum trading profit on each trade of 2 points plus. That's a minimum trading profit of 2 points plus. Think about that for a second. It's not that big of a price target or a profit target because he has figured out over his years of trading that the market readily affords you the opportunity to grab 2 points. And if you can grab the plus, great, but it's not necessary. He generally has a 2 point stop in his trades, a 2 point stop. That's interesting too. And I would venture to guess that his entry prices, his exit prices, and his stop prices are different based on how you enter a trade and how you handle your risk capital, how you handle the way you are approaching the market. And it's interesting, it doesn't take a lot to make those changes for you. It's the small little changes that can make the difference between banking on a trade or not. And that's what we're here for on a daily basis, to provide you the opportunity to grab a hold of it and look to make it your own too. So, Rod, that's what we do every day. I thought it was important to repeat that for you. Hey, Daniel, let me know if that helps. Ely, let me know if that helps. Fred L., Gary B., James B., Luis, let me know if that helps. Richard L., Rod, Ronald, and Tom. I'll be in the background. I gave out to everybody the link. It's usually $3.79 a month here to be part of this. Right now it's on for $100, so take advantage of it. Got a few people signing up. I got to handle a few trading consultations. If you do sign up and you're part of Sol's friends and family, you're entitled to a trading consultation. John, I'll find out about that for you. You know, trading the S&P 500 E-mini is a very available instrument, very mature instrument. So, you know, if you want information about getting yourself set up to trade it, let us know also, and we can do that. And we appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your day to look to be part of what we do and what we have to offer. Thank you. And again, if I missed anybody, raise your hand again, and I'll send it out to you on a private level, the private link to get the discount. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, Sol was on the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago, you know, before they shut down for the pandemic. He was down there for 25 years or so, had his own private booth. You know, he was on the floor trading amongst the gladiators down there. And then he moved to a private booth overlooking the pits. He's trading for his own account, so he's at risk. So he puts his money where his mouth is. So I appreciate the question. Yeah, we do this every day. You know, this is an opportunity on a daily basis throughout the month, and then it rolls over to next month if you so choose. If you do get the discounted price, it does roll over at the discounted price, which is a great opportunity for you as individuals out there. So don't hesitate to take the time to sign up. And again, if you need me to send it out to you personally, raise your hand, and I'll do that. Just send it out to a couple of people. I appreciate it, and thank you. I do put down your hand afterwards, but I've sent you out the information. So look in the chat area because I send it as a private chat to you. So if anybody wants me to send it out to you now, just let me know, and you can join us for the rest of the week and the rest of the month. And it's monthly. It rolls over, so it's 30. It's the 30 days or whatever it is. So it's not like you're missing anything. Goes to the 9th to the 9th today, and then to 10th to the 10th tomorrow, and then the 11th to the 11th. You know what I mean, type thing. So it's not like you're missing out on anything. And again, if you're really serious about trading and you want to find out more about Sol's intensive, where he takes you under his wing and teaches you, then that's your opportunity too. Hey, Avi, how are you? Hey, Fred, did you want me to send that out to you? Just let me know. I'll send it out to you and let me know if that's what you needed, okay? And I appreciate it, Fred. And Mark, I'm not sure if you're around. Let me see. That's no. Avi, I can read the levels off to you. Just let me know when you're ready, okay? Fred, I just sent that out to you. Let me know if you got it. I sent it out in chat. And then I just lowered your hand, so hopefully that's what you were looking for. Hey, Ronald, how you making out? Michael K. Hey, Michael, welcome aboard. We're focused on the S&P 500 E-mini here. We start at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Right now it's 11:13. Our focus is the morning session. We're done for the day as far as the trade. It's a great morning. We'll look to do the same tomorrow. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. I can send out, I have a discount link that I've been sending out to people, which I'll send to you, at least you know what you're into. If you're looking to trade better, or you're looking to trade as a new trader, you've come to the right place. Hey, James B., let me know how you're making out. Avi, let me know. I can read off the levels to you. Daniel, let me know. Edward, how are you making out? Are you... I tend to leave you alone because I know you're making up your mind about Sal's mentoring and his coursework, and I wanted to give you room. But if you have any questions, I don't mean to ignore you. Ely, let me know. Fred, you got your stuff. Gary. And Avi, give me a quick high sign that you're listening. I'm going to read off the levels that Sal was focused on this morning based on his trading. These are his levels and zones. These become the areas of interest for him based on his risk and his risk capital. Sal is a trader scalping the market just like you are. Comes in every day fresh. He doesn't really, or he tries really hard not to have a bias when it comes to the trade. I think that's probably a really good thing for everybody. Let the market tell you what's happening based on its actual change in price, how it's behaving, momentum follow through, and that's something that is learned by doing on a daily basis. And you can do that in simulation. You don't have to risk capital doing that. At some point, you can risk capital, but you have to be ready for that. And Sal works with you on that. Avi, let me know if you're there in earshot so I can read these things out. Michael K., let me know you're getting our info, our conversation. Fred, you raised your hand again. So, Fred, can you not type? Well, I guess it's hard for me to ask you that question, right? I'm hoping you got the information that I sent out to you. Does Sal Zoom trade along friends and family? And it might be that your hand's just going up automatically. Sometimes that happens. Hey, Stu, how are you? Hey, Stu, I'm going to send out, no problem. I'm going to give out today's levels so you have them as a repeat. And I'm looking for them now. I'm just backing up on the slide. The Sol had a pivot today of 44.27. 44.27. Resistance at 32, 40, 45, and 50. So the pivot was 44.27. Resistance at 32, 40, 45, and 50. Below we had 21, 15, 08, 01, 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. Support at 21, 15, 08, 01, 43.95, 88, 81, and 74. Did a pretty good trading morning here right out of the gates. Sol's done for the day. Most of his individuals in here are done for the day. If you're not done for the day, let us know, and we'll be happy to work with you. The first thing you have to do is sign up for Sol's Friends and Family, which is at that nominal rate. And that's what I sent out to everybody. So check your chat area. It doesn't come via email. You have to catch up with him when he's here. I'm going to set any times with him. I think you signed up and canceled, right? Like as far as the thing. I saw that yesterday, I think. Usually it's $379 to hold on to the $100 rate. You really got to be a renewer, you know. Or you can go back to the $379 rate. Just be careful. Yeah, I understand. But the normal rate's $379, just so you know. And that's for people that tend to stay, renew, be part of the family, you know. All right, so I'll be in the background if anybody needs me, and keep the faith.